Welcome to the Not Too Shabby podcast, where this show is about you. Join us in this journey to view different interests, perspectives, and lifestyles, which we want to accomplish through conversation that leads to joy and creating lifetime memories. We're your hosts, Sha and V, to remind you that you're not too shabby. Keep it classy.
Thank you, Destiny. Like she said, welcome to the Not Too Shabby podcast, where this show is about you. And again, we're your hosts,
Sha
and V, and we're here to show you because this show is about you. So go ahead, Sha, start us off.
Okay, so, why did we even start this podcast, right? For me, myself, personally, I started because, during the pandemic, I really wanted to make some content. I liked filmmaking, acting, and all that sort of stuff. And I thought this was the best place to just bring content, but not just about myself. What do all actors bring content out for everyone? And this is more of like for people to not only just enjoy themselves, but learn about new interests, perspectives, and lifestyles. So V, why did you want to start this podcast?
I mean, to be honest, man, like I've actually had my own clothing brand called Good Intentions Apparel. And my mission statement in that was basically just to put people on, I guess it's a slang term, putting people on, right?
Right.
But I just want to be able to showcase talented people out there, and just different people's point of view. So, and I guess the podcast itself is a great way to kind of interview people and talk to them about how they view certain things, how they like certain things, or just basically overall, maybe they have certain given talents, and we just want to be able to put that out there for the world to see. And again, I think the best part about it is that mission statement, man, is the fact that this show is not about us. I mean, yeah, we're here, but this show is definitely about you, whoever's watching or whoever we're interviewing. You know what I mean?
This is all about you guys. So we're here for you guys. So, but enough about us. We'll start with them. All right. Our audience. Okay.
About them. Not about them.
Yeah, it's not about us here. Okay. We can't be talking about us too much. Okay.
Huh?
So we have a special guest with us tonight.
Oh, yes.
So
yes, we do.
Yes, we do. We have a guest, and this person, he's quite an interesting fellow. We met him in medical school, right, V?
Yes, definitely. Hey, fun fact, as much as we are actually medical students.
We're medical students. I'm actually a graduate student as well, so I am doing a master's. Mm-hmm. But again, we can't be talking about us over here. We gotta talk about them.
Well, in that case, hey, don't let anybody tell you can't do anything, because yes, a lot of people say medical school can be nearly impossible or hard, but hey, with hard work, you guys can definitely go through with it. I mean, especially the person that we're about to bring up. This person is so dedicated, in my opinion. May not show it, may not seem like it, but overall, just an awesome person, good role model, in my opinion.
This guy's a great role model, not only, but he's got many, many talents. And, talent can only be seen when you show it. So I think we are here to show his talents and see that maybe some people could actually either see themselves in them or, try to see, oh, that's a talent that I might be able to do. So why don't we bring him out?
Should we bring him out? All right.
Let's bring him out.
Go ahead.
Come on, the audience is waiting.
Go ahead and introduce him.
All right, so I want to introduce everyone to Dr. Love.
What's good, Dr. Love?
What's up, guys? What's up? Hey, representing the merch today. Good intention.
I appreciate it.
You already know.
I love it.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. It's an honor. I don't think even my mom has said that many good things about me in that quickly. So it's an honor. When you guys told me you wanted me to be on, it was difficult, because of the COVID situation. So I got myself tested today, came back negative. So we're here,
That's right.
Proud of you. Stay safe.
Bam, 6 feet. I can't even touch him.
Boom. Hey, sorry, I'm gonna be drinking my tea. I hope you guys don't mind.
Oh, that's absolutely absurd.
Hey, but you might have to spill the tea at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So Dr. Love, just tell me about yourself. So what you do is can you explain the whole Dr. Love thing? Because you said you're basically like a would you say, a cultural matchmaker?
It's amazing.
Some may say that. Some may say that I'm a cultural matchmaker. Some may say that I'm a marriage magnet. Some may say that when people are around me, they think about getting married and getting together. It's crazy. My first experience was a very close friend of mine. Who told me, hey, I have someone that I know who would like to get married. And as a good matchmaker does, I slid into people's DMs that I don't know very well at all, actually. Met them once in my life, and started off the DMs by hey, what's up, man, long time no see, trying to get married. And as you know, ended in complete utter failure. But what people don't understand is, just like any other doctor, being a doctor loves all about dedication. So it takes hard work, it takes a dedication again. So you just keep at it, slide into people's DMs. You may not even know them, but just let it out there. Be like, hey, you want to get married? No? Okay.
Can you actually clarify, for our other audiences that does not know any like social media slang like that, what is sliding into your DMs mean?
It's basically, I'm big on Instagram. So when you go on Instagram, there's this little envelope throwing thing. When you make paper planes, you kind of throw that envelope.
Yeah.
So you just click on that, and it's kind of like a slide. So when you go on a slide, when you're on top, you're excited, and it's more like a water slide in my opinion. So when you're starting on the slide, you're excited. You're like, man, it's about to be fun. I'm about to go down the slide, and it's about to be a splash. And as you're going down, you realize that the slides have they kind of end too soon, and you feel like you could probably slide off, and kind of fall off. You probably had that experience before. And then so as you're going through the journey, you're worried that you might go too far, and then you might get off.
Okay.
But even if that goes well, and you get to your destination, you realize that getting water in your face at that speed is not really that fun. It really isn't. It's not the best thing. So sliding in DMs is kind of the same way. When you kind of send that message to someone directly, you're going in there worried that they might think you're trying to sell them something, trying to do something funny, but you're really not. But even if you get your message across, you most likely will get a rejection. So that's what sliding in DMs means to me.
Oh,
Okay. So essentially you message people on certain social media platforms about whether or not they're interested in getting married. So it's not about the dating implement. It's straight to marriage for you?
It's basically if you've seen my face, I might ask you if you want to spend the rest of your life with a complete stranger.
But okay, you happen to have that instinct, right? That I'm guessing that this is this person's soulmate, right?
Yeah, I can see it. Some might say I have like a sixth sense about that. I can kind of see that, someone could probably spend the rest of their life with someone else, and I'm pretty good with that. Let me be honest. I've had zero success about this, but that hasn't stopped me.
We're still looking for number one.
Yeah. If I can find one soulmate, a soul is there's no price for a soul. So if you can get two soulmates together, then you've won the game, my friend. It's pretty simple.
Hey, that's what's being a doctor is about, right? Hey, as long as it takes one life. This takes to change one life, right? That's all.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
4 years actually. So my brother right here, my current co-host, is currently I think looking for. Aren't you looking for a wife? What's going on?
It's in the process, most likely.
You have your personal matchmaker already.
Right. And maybe I could be your first success. So maybe I can use you. So
sure.
Dr. Love, what made you want to get into this sort of not say business, or would you call it a business, or this sort of thing that you do here?
It's more pro bono. Being a doctor, you're always helping people out, but there's still that monetary. You're helping someone out, but you're still getting paid for it. So sometimes I felt like I wasn't getting the satisfaction of helping people out just for the sole purpose of helping them out. Mm-hmm. So I decided, like, hey, obviously helping someone who's sick is great. But what if I can really help them? What if I can really find someone that satisfies them in every situation possible and helps their mental health in every way possible? Amazing. So that's how I kind of came into this pro bono work. and it just sprung from there, I think, and then I just kind of went with it.
Okay, wonderful.
Overall, hey, that's an overall good person right there. You see that?
Yeah,
Thinking about somebody life being.
helping out of just straight kindness. And the crazy thing is that this man said, I was getting money as a doctor and that wasn't satisfying him. So maybe satisfaction isn't about money. Satisfaction is seeing people do it, and then you're like, I didn't need anything in return. I don't want anything. That's where it's at.
Hey,
Exactly.
that's what it is.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's growth within yourself, and would also to be able to share that with somebody else. You know what I mean?
Personal, internal growth and external growth. And you're not just growing yourself, you're helping others grow. And you're not just one person, but two people in this case, because you find soulmates.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, I just got off my psychiatry rotation, and mental health is a big issue. So, and people don't realize is having a good partner with alongside you helps you kind of figure things out and not being alone. So, finding a soulmate might actually help you in the now, but might actually help prevent future problems as well. So you're fixing a lot more than you think, and this is all pro bono. So this is all in God's name here. This is crazy stuff,
Very nice, very nice. So would you say this service that you offer is like romantic oriented or family oriented? Like do you just like you go into the DMs and you say, hey, you're trying to get married? Are you trying to set them up on a date, or how does it work? What is the entire process?
Here's the altar, here's your husband, or here's your wife. What kind of thing?
Yeah. I usually just send them a pin drop location. So I usually just say, hey, you want to get married? If I get a yes, which hasn't happened yet, but if it will, which it will. I usually the next step on my steps, I'm thinking of maybe even starting a class about this, but that's a topic for a different discussion.
They should somebody else to do what you do, right?
Exactly. But that's yet to kind of develop. But so if I get a yes, the next step is you drop a pin location. So now what you're doing is they're going like, what is he sending me on a blind date? Is he, what's this location? And I just say, be there and a time. That's it. And a date, obviously. So, and then, it's up to them to that's it. That's the only communication we have. After that, after you get that pin drop, I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm not important anymore at this point. You've already agreed to the marriage. So now when you show up to this location, these people are thinking, oh, it's a blind date, it's a this and that. No, it's straight up a wedding. So they get up and there's 500 people about to get married, and they're just waiting for them to show up and kind of sign the paperwork for the marriage. I find that it's more efficient to cut off all the BS of the dating and stuff and just get straight to the marriage. I mean, why waste your time, really?
I mean, I can certainly agree with that. I mean, nowadays there's people that go in straight, like a one night stand. They cut the BS. They don't even talk. They just, do the deed.
Yep.
Hey, what if we can skip all that and go straight to marriage?
Exactly. This process is actually quite better. Like, if you think about it, there's Tinder, there's like Grindr, and all those random things.
Minder, right? Minder.
There's Minder. There's a lot of dating platforms. Bumble, I believe. But like in all of those, you have to actually match the person with a swipe, and then hope for it that they actually liked you back. There's no errors in your case because there's no swipe errors. Oh, that person was just kept swiping left and accidentally swiped left. And if he's not like a premium member, they can't go back. So for you specifically like, okay, I'm going to talk to this guy no matter what, and see if you guys can just talk to each other. So it's like an instant match, really, without having the wait time, really.
So
yeah, I mean, it seems like you know quite a bit about these dating apps. Just want to put that out, but I think you got it around the dot. That's exactly what it is.
I mean, I do got one question though. You did say like, they show up, the pin, you don't talk to them ever again. They agree, they show up, it's a full-on wedding. So would you tell them what to wear? Do they think that they're getting married to you? Would their family be there? Or is it like a random set of people that just be like, you know what, 500 people, there's a big wedding, here you go.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think I should have maybe gone more into that. So the 500 people is mixed. So what I do is I'm basically I'm more than just Dr. Love. I'm a wedding planner too. I'm everything. So
Great.
So what's happening is the 500 people are divided in 250. It's 250 from the girl side, and then 250 from the guy side. So I make an invitation and everything. As soon as he says yes, those invitations are sent out right away by email, mass email to all of his family members. And it's 500 if people show up. If people don't show up, then I assume the guy's a loser, and that's why he's helping. He's asking me for help. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, as long as they get married, it doesn't really matter who was there.
I like it.
But the goal is 500, and then when he gets there, there's a suit ready for him. So I don't want him walking up in his PJs or whatever. So the suit's ready for him. It's just there. Everything's set up. He has to go put the suit on, walk up, and he's ready to go. And he'll see people he's familiar with. So yeah, it's all ready, man. You just gotta show up. It's that simple.
Good.
Okay, that's actually quite interesting. It's almost like you're like the instant coffee, but you're instant marriage.
Yeah.
What do you call your actual service, man? Like, if we may ask, like.
It has many names. Dr. Love is a big one I go by. Instant marriage maker, Dr. Insta, Dr. Instamar, Mar Insta, the Cupid, the Cupider, the Cupider is like a play with the doctor, the DR, So there's a lot of words that go by.
Incognito. You don't want people knowing who you are exactly.
Yeah. Because if they find out, then people are gonna know my ways. So you wanna stay incognito. So they're still they don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
So it looks like from what I was listening, based on your business approach, you find the people you think who need help, not people come to you, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah, no. It's purely me looking at them and going he looks like he needs someone he needs to spend the rest of his time with. Okay. And I attack. I'm like a lion. I'm just looking. Lioness, because they're the ones who hunt actually.
Blessing, huh?
Yeah. So I'm just there. I'm hunting out, and if I see you and it looks like you're lonely, you best believe I'll be in your DMs.
So you're like an emotional support system. That's actually especially in these dark times, the COVID-19 pandemic and everything. A lot of depression going on. A lot of people that are lonely because they can't see their families, and that's actually really great because the one thing you need is someone to, put cry on their shoulders or just, to hold you up. And that's literally what you're finding for these people.
Yeah. I mean, I try to be that support for them while I'm there. And then when they find their soulmate, they're my it's like my extension to them as a soulmate. So, I hope that as they spend time with this person, the rest of their life, they're thinking about me all the time. Anything husband and wife, husband, or wife and wife are doing at any times, I want them to be thinking about me. So that's the goal, really. And I mean everything they're doing.
Well, certainly quite an interesting take on things.
Yeah.
So why do you think this is beneficial to the audience? Like you personally, you thought, sure. Why do you think that our audience could benefit from this?
Like we talked about before, the pandemic is a big thing. Mental health is a huge issue that's been bothering us even before the pandemic. And with the pandemic coming in now, especially during these winter times, you're stuck inside. And, some of you guys may have heard of this, but it's called affective disorder. It's basically when seasons change and it gets a little gloomier, people get a little more depressed. So what happens is that when you're stuck inside and on top of that, you're getting winter, you're not getting enough sunlight. And especially if you're lonely at that time, it's not fun. It's not fun. So just being someone there as is reaching out to you and kind of letting you hey, you know what? I have a solution. Maybe just get married. So that's kind of what's going on.
Well, wow. I mean, definitely a lot to think about. But you know what? I'm kind of interested. Hey, when you do sign up for that class or actually create that class, I think I would want to sign up and help some people out. What do you think, Shah?
I would actually sign up too because I want to help others as well. This is quite an interesting take. It's a unique take to helping others. And Dr. Love, are you, do you have a spouse of your own? Or are you looking as well? Or do you look for yourself? Or do you find someone else such as yourself, but in another person to find for you?
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
Like who cuts
I,
barber's hair? You know what I mean?
Right. Who
it's,
cuts the barber's hair? Who finds Dr. Love's wife?
yeah, it's I feel like when someone finds their soulmate from my help, that it's kind of like it's almost like I found my soulmate. I've had zero success with women most of my life.
Right.
Actually, all of my life, never had any success with any woman. But I feel like just being rejected my whole life has taught me how to not be rejected. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So so when I'm going with these thoughts and I'm thinking like, okay, this is what I did, and clearly it didn't work. So now I'm gonna try not what I did and tell this guy to do the other thing. So that's kind of my idea. So hopefully when someone else finds their soulmate, eventually when they do with my program, that will satisfy me. When it comes to my wife, I've completely given up on my abilities to find a soulmate for myself. So hopefully someone could find one for me. There's probably a different Dr. Love out there. Doctors need doctors. It's simple as that. When a doctor gets sick, he can't treat himself. He needs to go to a different doctor.
Exactly. So in a way, you starting your classes, you're creating your own. You're helping yourself in the future to find yourself a wife.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, like how they say a doctor is always the worst patient. So I can see myself being in someone else's class and being difficult, but you need different doctors' help sometimes. I'm not gonna lie here and claim that I'm the only Dr. Love out there. I may be the best, but I'm not the only one. So when the time comes, I will definitely probably seek help because I've tried myself and I've had no success.
Well, we really appreciate all your work here.
Thank you.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, Dr. Love, you know what? We're actually gonna, if it's okay with you, we're gonna maybe put like your Instagram somewhere around this video. That's
Yeah, for sure.
See it. Maybe just in case they do feel like they're ready. But I mean, I do know. I mean, you did say that your business approach is more like you got to find them. Maybe when they do hit you up, maybe you can find them or like watch them from the outside, and then if they're worthy enough, you will hit them up. I'm guessing, right?
For sure. Yeah, that works for me.
Well, I mean, we appreciate your time here, Dr. Love. Thank you. And again, if you get to say one more thing to the audience, what would it be?
I just want to say during these tough times with the pandemic and mental and mental health, just be strong and just keep going. We talk a lot about being in certain situations, and sometimes we feel like the way we react to a situation is the situation's fault. Like sometimes if you're stuck at home alone and it's dark outside, let's say you get depressed and you do something that's a negative coping skill for that depression, then you feel like, oh, it's because of the season, it's because of the pandemic that I'm doing that. But sometimes a different way to think is sometimes if you feel depressed about a certain situation, maybe you have to change the way you look at that situation, just change your outlook and think that having a negative coping skill is my fault in a sense that I chose to do X, Y, and Z because of my depression. So sometimes it's difficult to do, that's for sure. But starting to work on those coping skills can definitely help during these tough times. And and definitely reaching out to someone if you need help, a friend, a family, counselor, Dr. Love. We're all here for you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Love, for all your help. Thank you for coming to our show. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, thank you, Dr. Love. We'll see you later.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Take care.
What do you think about that?
That's actually quite an interesting take. I've never seen someone do such a thing, like especially out of their own hearts to help others.
It's different, right? But to be honest with you, I feel like he is in the right time for his market. I feel like everybody, especially nowadays, is looking for something instant ramen, instant coffee, instant what else? Yeah. So I think it's a different approach, but it definitely is something different, right?
It's so different. It's a unique talent that he himself has that maybe some other people watching can, compare themselves to and be like, yo, I can do this too. Or maybe, hey, I need to contact Dr. Love and be like, hey, I need you to find me a wife or a husband. It's interesting because people right now are in the most need to find someone for themselves, especially because one, people aren't seeing each other. They're not going out to the mall, to the bars, or anything. They're not making that social interaction, and he's making the social interaction for them, taking the scare away. Hey, I might get rejected directly.
Exactly.
He takes all the rejection to himself, and that's actually wonderful. I mean, it's almost like sacrificing yourself for the happiness of others.
And that's what it's about, right? It's never about that person. Like we say here, bro, it's not about us.
It's not about us, it's about you. It's about all of you guys.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's all the time we have, man. And now I think that was a pretty deep, that was a great first show, in my opinion.
I agree. It was a great first episode. And again, guys, next weekend, I know Valentine's Day is coming, so if you guys want to hit up Dr. Love,
Love ones, yup.
Exactly. His contact information will be on an Instagram page under @NotTooShabby. You can look at it at our first post. And then, guys, tune in next weekend for our next episode. And I'm your host, Shaw.
I'm V.
And we're here to remind you that you're not too shabby.
We'll keep it classy, yeah. All right, man. We'll see everybody.